past. Oh, you don't care if it's late, and you don't care if you're lost. And oh, you look so tired, but tonight you presume too much. And if it's the last thing I ever do, I'm gonna get you crashing into my arms. I want to. You don't agree, but you don't refuse. I know you.
Welcome to a Wednesday hump day afternoon chat for all the good men in the chat. Mr. Hemi, J-Dub, BJ, Megatron, Gets It Right Again, Jack the Ripper by Morrissey. That's a live version of one of my favorite songs, Jack the Ripper, for 300. Jack the Ripper, what an interesting character. All of his problems stem from what? Women. But did they ever find him? I believe that there's theories that he was from Chicago, that it was potentially a woman that was doing Jack the Ripper stuff. We should do a show on Jack the Ripper and D.B. Cooper. Obviously, one's a serial killer, the other's a hijacker. But at the end of the day, let's talk about it. The majority of man's problem always leads back to a woman. What say ye? I'm going to have to say that I agree with that statement. Adam and Eve, Adam's problems stem by Eve. Now, one would say maybe he had to do it because that was the trajectory of modern humanity. He had to commit the sin to get it out of paradise so that we can all come about. That's a huge religious topic. We won't get into that. Lilith was Adam's apparently first wife in Jewish folklore who rebelled against Adam and was a feminist. So Adam's problem obviously stemmed from two ladies. Now, you can also say, if I look back at all my problems in my life, let's say I need to go to school to get a degree, to work, to get a job, to get married, to have kids. At the end of the day, marriage and kids were what was driving me, but I needed a job to provide for that experience. So a lot of problems arose by getting jobs, working jobs, making money, acquiring money to buy certain things, to make a house, to make somebody happy. So we have, even in our own world, good to see Wolf in the house, that, we have these issues that stem back to women. You can look at all the boys right now sitting behind cold concrete. Good to see John Boston. Cold concrete and rods all over the world, and I guarantee they stole or they deleted, most likely for a lady or a girlfriend. What about death by simp? Again, getting involved in other men's problems due to a woman. There's multiple stories about that. Ed says, not anymore. It's almost 2025. I'm sure I learned my lesson after just one divorce. Men first. Good to see you, brother. I brought you up the other day. It is Jewish folklore. It is. It's not in the Bible, but it's what folklore that Lilith was obviously his first wife that rebelled and was a feminist. Maybe there's truth to it. I don't know. Maybe they took that out from the Bible back in the Constantine era or the Council of Nicaea. Who knows? Majority of man's problem lead back to a woman, says John. So true. After my ex and I split, I told her I never needed you in my life. She didn't say a word. There you go. I mean, most of my problems in the last 9 years, well, let's just say even when I was married, was due to making a wife happy, and so forth. And so it was very difficult. That caused problems. That caused frustration. That caused stress based on a wife that I wanted to go the distance with. and have children and grandchildren. And then what came about due to a divorce. So I'd say the majority of my problems in life were due to a woman of some sort. Lilith is actually a demon that exorcists have faced. Interesting. We should do a channel or a show on that. Niz Jazz BTC. Hope everyone is enjoying peace, quiet, and freedom. And same to you, brother. So Trump was indicted again. Means Cackles and Tampon is becoming a reality. I saw that. It'll again. They're just trying. Megatron says they blame us for their problems even if we've never caused it. Of course, you caused the hurricane. If you're married, you caused it. Sigma's in the house. Good to see you. SCE says, good to see SCE. Never get notifications for you. And I just went live quick. You guys probably wouldn't have got this. Unfortunately, about 70% of our orgasms throughout our entire life as men will be self-induced. X-Mask Pro. Wow. You might not be wrong. You might not be wrong. Listen up, young guys. If I didn't get married, I would have bought a bunch of properties. What would we do if we had to go do it again? Steve in Arizona, everything we do consciously or unconsciously to appear attractive. A lot of guys go out and make a lot of money, launder a lot of money, get fraudulent so they can buy big, expensive properties and cars to who? To what? To impress a lady. The whole idea of having validation from a lady, men will go to extremes, stealing from people, setting up fake hedge funds, Bernie Madoff type situations, so that they can impress the woman. They can impress others. Most importantly, ladies. Case Kane, Brad, did you hear that Judge Mathis filed? They were supposedly happily married. I did not hear that. If that isn't a Lilith story, wow, I'll have to look into that, brother. Brad, I think my Polish lady makes me kind of bored, so I drink. I need to stop. The dopamine has worn off, Wolf. What a classic example of most guys realize eventually the dopamine wears off and you get bored. And then men try to fix that. They try to do all sorts of things to reignite the spark. You can't ever bring it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. Prove me wrong. CJ in the house. You're absolutely right about that. I think man must learn to overcome a woman. How can we control our biology when we are invited to pop a boner next to a nice face? Well, the reality is if you do not get excited by seeing a hot lady naked, there's something wrong with you as a man. It's what you do with that thought. If you follow that little head's thought, and you could end up in crazy. You could end up in court. You could end up behind cuffed. You could end up deleted by simp. You could be deleted by the ex-husband or the current husband that she lied about. There's so many scenarios where one must use his head. Right? Well said, Wolf. Bookshelf's back. Good to see you. The mind control wears off and gives you headaches. Truth. Results oriented in the house. So what kind of issues did you guys have with ladies? There's multiple stories in this chat where men, based on false alligators or fake telephone calls to men in uniform, have caused significant amount of financial, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual damage where they haven't been able to see their kids get back to their house, have a job, because of somebody said something and somebody believed something without any evidence or truth. Mr. Sammy, I'm snaking the kitchen sink drain pipe. Hopefully I can clear it myself. We will see. Hopefully it's not too far down. I usually take those off and do it myself, the little J pipe from the sink. Sometimes, like my ex, they pretend to be good girls, then crazy comes out after hitting skins. And guys got to be careful, control your biology, like Hammerham says, and everybody else. But we men literally are so stupid at times, we will follow our one-eyed snake into a swamp. Knowing it's a swamp, we've done it in the past, we need to watch out for that. That is why it is important to vet everything and understand anytime you are with a lady, follow the Mike Pence rule, never be alone. Never be alone. It could cause you massive issues. It does not It's not what you do, it's what she says. Remember that. It's not what you do or didn't do, it's what she says you did, and then you have to defend yourself to probably $20,000 to $30,000. Think about that. You have to treat a woman like drugs. There is no getting clean if you're still using. Well said, Stephen. Avoid triggers that make you seek physical or emotional validation. Most men want to be rich for women, guaranteed, or because they're insecure and want to show everybody else from a competitive level that they're the biggest and baddest. Again, nobody wins the money game. Elon Musk is in first place, then it's Gates, then it's Bezos, then it's Buffett, then it's Buffett, then it's Bezos. No one ever wins. There's no clear winner. It's constantly up and down. So when men are trying to compete with their fellow men, that's a feminine attribute. Is it okay to have great things and nice things? Absolutely. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you're doing it for the validation of others, you are in your feminine. Most men go out, build huge houses, even going to the gym. Most men do that to look attractive to women. I think you should go to the gym for the health of yourself. Obviously, it's not a sin to look good. It's not a sin to have some muscles. It's not a sin to have strength. Strength is what's going to keep you healthier through life. But if your sole purpose is to show off for women, you're again in your feminine. If your sole purpose is to buy expensive vehicles, well, why would you buy an expensive vehicle? Are you a professional racer? Do you want a Lamborghini that sits in a driveway? Or are you going to race it on the track? Those are two different things. The one that keeps it in the driveway wants people to look at it and say, oh my gosh, look at him, and get these total bimbos to get in the front seat who only want you because you have a goddamn supercar. Was I traumatized after the divorce, get depressed? No, I was sad. I had some sadness, anger. I went through the stages. There's more to life than shooting your purple-headed yogurt slinger into a toxic dumpster fire. That 100% is truth. Many are good at hiding it initially. Correct. When I was a law enforcement officer, my ex-wife tried to accuse me of stuff I didn't do. I told my attorney that I wanted to sue for deprivation and slander. I didn't hear a peep for the rest of the divorce. Yeah. And here we go. There's a man right here that worked within the law enforcement world. I'm sure you have seen things that we talk about. Good to have you, Case Kane. Women will never throw her values in the trash for a man, but men surrender their values for women all the time. Women sacrifice their kids and their marriage for their happiness. Men sacrifice their happiness for their marriage and their kids. Does that ring a bell? And people are saying men are selfish and toxic? Really? Majority of men I know will sacrifice themselves, break their backs, because they love their family and their kids, and they want to be a protector. I remember hearing that, something like that, and it was like how women sacrifice their children and their family and their husbands for their selfishness, where men will sacrifice everything in their life, sell all of their toys for their kids and their wives and their family, because they want to do that. Let you do you, never let any fembot railroad you. And that's the thing. We don't hate women. We understand where women fit in our lives. And some don't fit in men's lives anymore. And some we give very little, attention to, in terms of just very cordial. Okay, good morning, good evening, neighbor. See you later. Whatever. The reality is this: women can derail a man so quick, and men don't see it ever coming. That's the problem. The only difference between women is how long they can hide their crazy. Right? Eventually it comes out. I mean, look, women, you could construe, I would just say it's more of a hormonal situation. And you can construe that as crazy or nutty or delusional. But at the end of the day, their hormones are in charge of them. Where our hormones run our physical desire, but we can still think logically based on that. Well, unless men, if a man's totally in heat, right, and wants to throw down, typically he follows those sexual emotions and he tosses out logic and reason. So men have to be careful. Women have to overcome the devil. Good men have to overcome a woman. Well said. Skating my Steve Saez reissue. I like that. It's got a nice shape to it. And I like the graphics. Converting trauma and depression into positive, productive energy is a slow process. Start by getting out of bed and putting one foot in front of the other until the positive energy becomes a habit. Well said, Rusty Rivers. One must move to get out of their slump. One must move to get out of their slump. John, you need to know who a woman will talk to. Does she talk to a married woman, divorced woman, or single woman as their committee? Itty bitty titty committee. Mine was in the itty bitty titty committee. All of her friends had no boobs. But yeah, you're right. Women side with women. So men cannot use logic to fix anything. The majority of man's life, if he's in a relationship or a marriage, will be to literally avoid her hurricanes, to deal with her nagging, to deal with her emotional instability and unhappiness, and try to fix it, which there is no way to fix it. Highs in the house, men should save face. Well said, brother. K-Plan is back. Good to see you. The devil is a woman, and we are in the center of a nasty divorce over the kids. Women will sacrifice their kids and family, while men will sacrifice themselves for their kids and family. Bad guy for life. Adopt the I don't give an F attitude in life. You will win in the game of life, especially with women. Indifference, my brother. Well said. Good to have you. Tell me where you are from. Do you have a Raro? No, we never did that. I heard you saying that she cannot enter your house. Yeah, she's not allowed in my house, and I've never set foot in her house. Or I just would sit on when I had to go pick my son up before he could drive. 4 years ago? I would just be on the street. I wouldn't even go in her driveway. Good to see you, Betty. Europe's back. The best way to destroy your health is getting married. They say the number one killer for men, heart disease. No, number one killer, marriage. All of this society reeks of usury rad. Women reflect our culture. Well, we've allowed that. Technology has allowed society to crumble. When life was hard, people stayed together. The trick is when one leaves, try to stop yourself looking for another. Nick Vincent from the UK. Well said, brother. Good to see you. Beds, leave me out of those beds, says R.O. Gen Xers are better at being better men. Have you seen the YouTube feed? Another Passport Pro just got deleted. No surprise. No surprise. Guys, if you're going to another country to get with a woman on Colombian Cupid or one of these stupid apps, you're going to get potentially roofied, deleted, robbed. And if you don't know the culture or the language and you're trying to find a woman, she's got 15 other guys she's talking to. She's got a husband or a boyfriend, and she's got kids. And these idiots saying they're going over to get ladies are the dumbest people in the world, especially Latin America. I would say steer clear of Colombia, Dominican Republic. If anything, go to Guatemala or Honduras. But you don't even get there. If you're passporting, get with another girl from a different country that's passporting herself. Joshua M. Smartphones destroyed women. 100%, Joshua. Where are you from? The last promiscuous time was the 70s, yet women back then still respected the value of man. Not totally. I'd agree with that statement. Cheaper Groceries is back. Turning on my space heater when I'm cold brings me more joy than a relationship. Brings me more joy than a relationship for 300 Trebek. In Massachusetts, you can thank your Democratic politicians for putting men down and giving women power in the courts. No man ever should be supporting Democrats, and I know this. Well said. A man that's a liberal is not a man. Project. Everyone, guys and gays, learn the only way is within. Women are all about externals. Don't get distracted. Well said. We are all about the internal. Women are all about the external. Look at Father is in the house. I did the same shit. Sit in my car on the opposite side of the road. Whenever picking up or dropping off my sons. Now that my oldest is 16, I don't have to do that anymore. Isn't that the greatest feelings, Father? You guys got to check out Father's live streams at night. I missed the other one, but I listened to it yesterday, I believe. Europe, being single is the biggest wealth. Not only wealth for your health, but wealth for your pocketbook. Nearly all dating apps are owned by the same company. No surprise. Nobody ever talks about Belize. British Honduras is what Belize was when I grew up. I've never been to Belize. Most definitely, I always tell my friends, be careful on dates. Dudes are getting robbed. Oh, yeah. They think they're just, oh, I want an American guy. They're stupid. Know a guy in Colombia right now. The woman he is with gave him the clap. Let that sink in. These foreign women are, I'm telling you, they're out. I lived in South America for 3 years or 2 years. Went back for another couple months. I've been probably 2.5 years total. And women at age 13 have 1-year-olds or they're pregnant. This was in 1990, 91, 92. Even then, today it's even worse. They're banana smugglers, huh, Wolf? Gentlemen, focus on what's great about being single. Time to chase your goals, travel without responsibility, move to improve career prospect, and best of all, freedom. Well said, Europe. You should try going to Jamaica you know what? I'd like to go to Jamaica, but I really don't want to go. I hear it's just crazy with, you got to stay on the resorts because people are in your face. Yeah. I don't even have a desire to go to the Dominican. I've been to much killer, but I heard it's beautiful, but yeah, I'd rather go wherever. Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile, Peru. Everyone should embrace being alone. It's a gift that never stops giving. Well said. Radical Rafters in the house. Good to see you. Bad guy for life. Gavin Newsom, California. My dad's from Sacramento, actually Gridley. My sister lives in Clovis. Peace leave is the most powerful drug there is, and most men have been deleted because of it, says Marvel. Again, most of men's problems stem from, always leads back to some form or fashion of being with a woman or trying to impress a woman or stealing a woman from somebody else. Brad, you see the app Bumble where the women pick the guy? That company IPOs at 70 and is now at $6. So stupid. 60 days free visa landing in Thailand now. Desperate for the money phalangs bring to support women. Wow. Interesting. I had no idea. Simone's in the house. Good to see you. Passport bros are like subscribers from OnlyFans, ultra simping. It's a total simp move. Good to see Teddy Boy Smith. It's a big simp move to go passporting. It's the stupidest thing. You're going to get deleted, roofied. If you don't know, I would, again, I've traveled quite a bit, quite a few countries, lived in quite a few countries. I speak one language, can understand Portuguese, speak a little Portuguese, can understand a little bit of Italian. But if I went to Ukraine or Turkey, and number one, I don't know the culture or the language, I'm not effing around. I mean, you got to know where you're at. If I go to Boston, I'm going to stay where the tourists are. I don't know what's outside of it. If I'm on a date with a cutie, I always have the attitude of, what else do you got? What else besides your breasts and your beautiful face do you have? And vagina. Radical Raptor, vagina is a hell of a drug. It's a hypnotic drug, if you think about it. It hypnotizes men to open their wallets, to open all their emotions, to sacrifice everything that they have for a piece of peace leaf. Think about it. It's not just a drug. It's a hypnotic drug. Stop telling yourself you're a failure. Change your life by taking actions. Exactly. If you've had issues with ladies, bounce back. You keep shutting down your stream, they don't like anybody anymore, I see. A lot of men travel to Colombia, Medellin to pay. Yep. Medellin's fine. It's on a hill. I mean, there's so many expats and people going down there. I tell people, you want to go to Colombia, Bucaramanga or Cali? I work with a lot of women, and a lot of them are vile, bitchy, arrogant, backstabbing, and a real turnoff. Well, I think it's just the reality of what social media and technology is doing. It's scrambling their brain. Sister's friend divorced her good guy paramedic husband for a drug dealer who's in and out of jail. Cheaper groceries. I know someone just like that. I have not been to Thailand. It's on my list, brother. Don't be a mark, says Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam, he knows. He lives in Nicaragua. If you start out simping, she will expect to keep simping for the remainder of the relationship. Well said, X-Max. Those passport bros don't get it. They're just simps. A passport bro is just a foreign OnlyFans admirer. I told my good friend who's a former J-Dub to stop dating black chicks. His last one is now taking him to court. Someone who has... Why is the girlfriend taking him to court? Do they have a kid? Nick says, Southeast Asia safer than Latin America overall. Philippines speak English, therefore easier. Yeah, and I would say, I can't remember if you were been to Vietnam, but I want to go to Vietnam and Thailand, Cambodia. I don't know, maybe Philippines for a nice, and Japan. Cheaper grocery. How was Cuba? I'd love to go there. If you're incredibly smart, act stupid around other people. Life will get easier. I tried this today. It works. Fly under the radar. Fly under the radar. The guy who owns auto repair shop is from Brazil. I asked him about women from Colombia and Brazil. He said lots of stupid American men think they're getting something special with it. Oh, guys. Oh, don't do it. Wow. So they had a kid. Gotcha. Passport bros are involuntary organ donors. Well said, SCE. Well said. Female nature is global, says Seraphim. Good to see you. Don't be fooled, passport bros. Unfortunately, they didn't get the memo. The truth is, modern women, only the top 10% of men, height, money, and his stick is important for them. It's not about the man's heart. It's about what the man can open up from his wallet. I like women. I just can't love them anymore. A piece of peace leaf is too costly for any man, like smoking crack or shooting blank, but lighter and more dangerous. Seraphim, or the vagina is a hell of a drug. It's a hypnotic drug. If she really wants you and got a high burning desire, she will get the box for free. Yeah, she will track you down. But the problem is when they get you, do they get bored of you? Right? Just order room service. It's the best option. Laos, good for Vietnam with... I'd like to go to Laos too. But it's kind of not, it's probably one of those countries that's so like underrated, but it's probably amazing. Getting hooked on a HOE is like a drug. Even the nice girls will snake you. Well, the problem is a lot of these women today they're all princess entitlement syndrome. There's no cure for that. Good to see John in the house. John and I are doing a stream on Saturday at 9 a.m. on John's channel, talking about children, toxic children. Looking forward to it with Gone with John. I like how you pronounce some words. Like feelings. If others succeed in life, maybe there's something wrong with me. Repeat this to yourself until you radically change. I told my son this the other day. He's 23. I said, don't validate yourself because what other people are doing around you. You have no idea how many battles men fight every single day that look happy, look wealthy, look healthy. And inside of them, their mind and bodies, they're in desperation. Focus on what makes you happy. Date ugly Vietnamese, wear a necklace full of teeth. Men are fashion accessories for women. They all want a desirable man solely to show off to their friends. We're only a step above a handbag. You're not wrong, Stephen. You're not wrong. I'm okay now, but for some, it takes so much time to get out of the matrix. We all fell for the Folligans in the beginning, but it's better than you can see the truth. After all, I'm just starting to live. It takes a while. And I know Ed's got a story too. Yeah, I have a Mexican strap. Did you hear me on the last one? I said that? Probably. Mexican, black and white. How long till Gregory comes back? Oh, poor Gregory. Drugs are hell of a also. Never let our Flanders rectal rodent speak harmful thing. I like it when Jared sits in his lazy boy. Failure is absolutely the key to success. I would be successful later in my life if I didn't fail in my marriage. Well said. Motion changes your emotion. That's why working out is a must. Stay hard and get to the gym, brothers. Well said. Your emotions literally will start to subside as you move your damn body. That's why I say, if you're having a struggling time, get up and walk. Just go walk for 30 minutes. It's amazing what that'll do. Walk a different path, drive a different way down. Change your brain by changing how it adapts to the environment. If you know the game and don't rely on a girl, then you'll be okay. She can leave anytime. She's not yours, it's just your turn. I just made a t-shirt, the Big Kielbasa. That's funny. Jared's funny at night. Yo, Rad in chat, I got new prone blanks. Everybody see them as let me see them titties. Got a t-shirt for that. Good to see Geron Markel from Brooklyn. What have you done for me lately, and after you've given her everything? Well, Janet Jackson basically is the anthem for the modern day woman. What have you done for me lately? And then Pat Benatar was basically the anthem for men getting in the back of a cruiser. Hit me with your best shot. I'm about to return to the porn mag I yanked from my dad. All done with this one, Dad. Prawn. Are all divorced women a red flag? The majority. I feel later on in life, I'm 29 and acknowledge what I did wrong. On my way to unleash my full potential. Attaboy. It's not about where we've been. It is to the extent it's where we are today and where we want to be. We all have shit stories, and a lot of those stories involve a lady. 5 years single, attaboy, cheaper. Isn't it great when you can stack money? Me too. Walking is amazing. Do you know how many men can't take a good walk these days? I love to walk. Good to see Hennick in the house. Punieri. Once a traitor, always a traitor. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Right, Seraphim? Houston is the new, I've heard that. There's a lot of that down there. A lot of these super gonorrheas and all sorts of stuff. He is a young man. Speaks good English, too, for living in Italy. Gon says, Gone with John, women are red flags, sadly. I would say 98% are red flags. They trap men. I never did go to that party where my dad was there. My dad would come and watch me ride the skateboard ramp, the half pipes, and he'd try to give me pointers. I'm like, I would just tune him out. But now I look at it and go, at least he showed up. He tried to understand, tried to get involved in my life. Nothing like Glenn Fiddick's 12-year. Just like Big John talks about, 90% of men go to the gym to see the big ass or they scroll on Instagram. Yeah. I think younger guys are waking up much earlier and faster now compared to even 5 years ago. I would agree with that statement. I'm seeing a lot more. I'm seeing a lot of channels that are popping up that are highlighting and showcasing these regretting women divorcing and leaving relationships. It's quite interesting. Pray to God that you will always have access to good walking feet. Attaboy. Dr. Scholes for 300 Trebek. You can always reinvent yourself, even at 40, 50. Size soap in the house. Rad keeps it raw. In keeping with the topic, look no further from the transformer trend. The Hughite feminists let this crap in. Now they can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Well, they let good to see you, brother. They let the camel's head in the tent and they can't get it out. What are the masculine traits that you don't want to see in a woman? I don't want to see any masculine traits. I want to see feminine traits where they're classy. They're not mouthy. They're not disrespectful. Results is going to Antarctica. The Germans in 1930s and 40s went there trying to find the Holy Grail or making deals with aliens. Rich says life is a matrix. It's all a lie. We've been bamboozled in a lot of ways, for sure. I would agree with that statement. We got the best guys in here. I'll always remember my dad filming me playing ice hockey. Yeah, you remember those things. Will Murphy, if women ever slightly correct even slightly correct about something, they will never stop talking about it. When they are wrong, they want to act like it. Yep. Mine would always say, okay, I would say you're sorry, man. You're obviously accountable. Okay, stop, fine, sorry, just forget it. But if I did something wrong, it was always brought up. Another good song that every black pill is Gwen Guthrie, Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent. Attaboy. Modern women are trash. How can man say she got value when her body count is going up by a week by 30? A lot of women have high body counts today. If you are divorced and survive child support like me, no children. Attaboy. Majority accountability leads back to men for the things that we have done and for the things that we have. Femtards have it easy, sure. At the end of the day, men that have their problems that lead back to a woman are indeed the cause of those problems, right? Nagging, complaining all the time, and comparing to other couples. That's why I divorced both asses. Twice divorced now. Attaboy. You go right ahead, Wolf. I don't know, but I see governments trying to stamp on the passport bros. They're going to do something. I think Philippines is switching it up now. If I recall, they're not allowing like long visas. They have to leave the country after 60 days. That's something weird. Or they have to deposit a certain amount of money. My only complaint with Red Pill is many newer content creators are creating high-value sims. They tell men to focus on money, and sadly, most will end up limping and divorced. Well said. Or they're putting their money in, JUCOs or whatever. You're going to set Hulk Hogan's entrance theme as your alarm. There you go. Men's Daily is back. Good to see you guys. Sub to him. He's got good stuff. Good to see you, brother. Phil. Feds are about control from any angle. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that. I am waiting to Cackles to say that she'll pay women's rent for votes. What's she going to do next, guys? Antarctica is apparently on the flat earthers list of the end of the world or the end of Earth. That's funny. Hulk Hogan's a good guy. Although he went through a shit show too. I meant Western governments losing their slaves to other countries. Gotcha. What's an acceptable body count? For me, it'd be 0. She is not moving on. Her past determines her future. She will give her new boyfriend or new husband pure hell day and night. Well said. I'm so happy for him. For 300, Trebek. My niece is getting married. She's 25 and a virgin. She's very homely and marrying her first boyfriend. John says you see lots of women's channels with regrets. Yes, you do. And it's interesting. It keeps coming up, and these women are so, they have divorce parties. They celebrate their divorce, and then 6 months later they make a new video. They're crying because the ex-husband's moved on, and they haven't moved on. They've moved on and off the carousel, the salami subway, and yet they're miserable still. Yeah, that really set him back, Simone. Michael Richards, Kramer. I'm working on a new episode right now as we speak. There you go. Sometimes you see people suffering and want to help them, but sometimes you shouldn't help them because they're the ones who put themselves there. And if you do help them, they might go back to the same patterns. I think 1 or 2 did. My ex had a friend that was married, and she had huge cans, and I always got a glimpse of them. She wore really short blouses. They were nice cans. Don't get married. Don't cohabitate. Yeah, they left the carousel to ride the salami subway, K-Plan. Don't have kids. Again, these things are because women are involved. I'm so strong and independent, I don't need no man. I need 10 cats and 50 boxes of wine. Well said. MGTOW Outlaws in the house. Good to see you, brother. Good to see some good hitters in here. I know a psychologist who told me that all these women regret blowing up their families and divorcing. Yet they keep doing it, don't they? Keep doing it. Keith Richards laughing while on dates. Pirates of the Caribbean. Cohabitation becomes a slow creep as she competes with you. Phil Year. breeds contempt, man. Contempt brings conflict. Getting smurfed out by Chad Tyrone ain't an achievement, says Hemmock. Well said, brother. Michael Richards was goofy as Kramer, but I didn't really find him that funny. I liked him as Kramer, that's it. 90% of women regret their divorce, not because they miss their husband, because they are struggling being a single adult. And we talked about that the other day on the stream. They don't care about you. They care about what they're missing. Marriage is the new downfall. But what's happening is boys and men are waking up. She doesn't need a man because she is the man. Well said. Boys are waking up and girls are, it's the divide is getting even bigger. A lot of these boys are becoming more conservative in their views of life and women are becoming more liberal. So it's causing the biggest divide ever. I saw that. What a joke, John. Friggin' idiots. Can't stand those liberals. Philippines is just simply asking extra verification questions when you're trying to renew. Oh, gotcha. Because there are people who are abusing the privilege. Have you been there, Men's Daily? All of these sitcoms without laughing. There you go. Rad, who was the most successful friend with Poon? Where is he now? He's probably divorced. Men are the ones that make most of the money and pay most of the taxes, while females are the prime consumer base. If a female wakes up tomorrow and there's no men, they're dead and hopeless. Let's just say if the grid goes down, who's going to fix it? A man. Every simple marry a single mother. She is his queen. Well, remember, Europe, he's just not a stepfather. He's the father that stepped up. My ex cries about her credit card debt, but she never had a credit card balance when we were together. Interesting how that works. Same with me, John. We never had debt. Yeah, Seinfeld was great. All those characters were cast very well. Like narcissists can't live without their supply. Marriage is about validating women's want for supply and need for men to simp for them. Marriage just doesn't work, unfortunately. There you go, men's. Little Alita in Philippines, or excuse me, Wolf. Is Korea really paying fools to get married? I heard I think, good to see you, Ishi. I heard Japan's doing that. Think about all the money you lost. That's good catalyst for not ever getting married again or cohabiting. Oh, yeah. You guys can live off 20% of what you make as a MGTOW, or 30%. All of these sitcoms without laugh tracks are nothing but pure propaganda. This is part of the generational feminist doctrination. Well said. Step dummy for 300. Trebek. Big Chris, I'm black, fat, poor, disabled, and ugly. Being a monk is the easiest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Women are 100% blunt and downright cold towards me. Well, you don't care. You're indifferent. Good to see you, brother. Once you don't care about what people think, man, life's great. Credit becomes the illegal default of America. It sure does. She doesn't need a man because she is a man. That's why she is marrying a woman. Women are turning more masculine. They're mouthy. A lot of them are becoming very disrespectful. They're doing masculine things. They're doing masculine traits. They're taking testosterone, going to the gym. They're on roids. They're driving trucks. Oh, drives me nuts when a woman drives a truck. Long Island Lolita. Yep. Bobby in the house. Good to see you. My coworker is getting divorced after only 1.5 years. No surprise. Big Chris, I don't see a problem with that. Yeah, Chris is happy. He's indifferent. He don't give a damn. I wish more men were like that. I've lost thousands with dating alone. John says, facts. Just quit caring. Be indifferent. Don't give no fucks. Yep, I tell people learning a language, watch the shows in the language and listen to their music. Our country is plummeting. It's a clown show for sure. I've always been cheap when dating. I refuse. You don't need to spend a lot of money. Cup of coffee, that's it. If anything. Yeah, a lot of snarky women, Megatron. Definitely becoming masculine. I'm done dating. Well, think about it. What does dating do? Dating is only for you to try to get in the box through what you call a relationship, because you have feelings. Never listen to pop music. Most of the artists are big club actors. All that music is all, manufactured anyways. She loves money more than everything. That's why no marriage or relationship is working. She loves resources, things, consumers. They pander to the black population, but a lot of black guys are waking up. We have several in this chat right now. The English that is taught here in Italy will make you appear less native. Got to learn your vowels. You got to learn how to speak with the language, the vowels of the language. Like I said, guys, worst girls I dated were American, best Polish. They're all dangerous and risky. They're all female. Blue pill programming has been going on long before any of us were born. Look at the movies. 1955, Rebel Without a Cause. Go watch Jim Stark, who is James Dean's dad. You will see simping 70 years ago. If you don't want to regret your life, never pay something for her. I'm getting all for free. Pump and send her home. Be careful. I haven't made it there yet. I'm an ally of the Passport Bros, and I just keep a close eye on what's going on in the travel sphere. Gotcha. Go Passport because you want to see the world, not because you're going to get poontang. It's very dangerous, especially in Latin America. Trust me, I know. Not that I've done it, but I've seen guys that do it, and they're stupid as hell. If women will disqualify a guy for his haircut, for why did my last 4 girlfriends cut my hair for free? Maybe you had long hair. Imagine Hammerhand getting in a ring. The thing is, the best 80s whore, a warning against the threat. Well said. Want to know the status of the village? Listen to the music. Twift is the queen, and all she does is bash men. Oh yeah, she's angry. She'll never be successful in terms of men. I bet she turns lesbian. I have my own way to learn a foreign language that works better than compulsory education. Good for you. My 2 younger brothers are the complete opposite of me. Tall, handsome, healthy, got 99 problems, but getting chicks ain't one, and they're both miserable. Yep. So if you guys know Batman Forever, he was a creator, and I think he just turned 30. We need more vinyl. He's a truck driver, and he's trucking. He's a tanker truck driver. He says he's making probably about $100,000 a year, if not more. 30 years old. He just booked his second trip. He went to Dominican, had a great time, and now he's going to Colombia. And we pushed him to Dominican. He finally did it. He loved it. Now he's excited. He's gotten over the fear of traveling alone to another country. I said, by the time you're 35 and 40, you're stacking that kind of money. You are going to have a wonderful life, and no woman's a part of it. If he needs a lady, he can find pay to play for it. There's options for even young men. The Prisoner is a great 60 series about persevering your dignity during harassment by the village. Interesting. They launched a new pink Barbie mobile phone. Oh, geez. Of course they did. The state uses females. The females use us men. Females are the agents of the state. Their job is to extract wealth and resources from men. If they do, they get awarded and rewarded by the state. Of course. They're the big brother. I call that wacko twift or twat. So many die chasing the poor in Colombia. It's crazy. Well said, Bobby. I don't believe that just everyone should be a passport bro, but I strongly believe that anyone who loves communism needs to go live in. Oh, well said. Or if you're pro Hamas, go over there and hang out with them. See what happens. A man without purpose finds it in a woman, Confucius says. Well said. A man without purpose will find it in a woman. And there lies the problem. I'd love to send him over. Let's get him on a flight for free. Get him over there. See how long they last. Peter Stormare is an underrated actor. I don't know who those guys are, Simone. The Prisoner was great. See, I haven't seen that, so I'll have to check it out. There is an ego boost when you can bang a woman good. Just saying. Sure. Sure, that's what men are supposed to do. Nail them hard. A woman's job is to notice when a man is happy and shut that shit down with quickness. That right there is gold. Women don't like to see men happy. Because if a man's happy, the attention's not on her. Remember that. If a man is happy and off purpose, And on purpose, the attention and the validation is not on her. That's why she doesn't want you playing video games or hanging out, because it brings you happiness. She wants all of your attention, negative and positive. Society and the Ponzi scheme will eventually find a way. Brad, it's called FAFO, about to find out soon. There you go. The prisoner series is made in Port Marion in Wales. Fantastic place to visit. I'd like to go to Wales. Wasn't who am I thinking? James Bond, Sean Connery. Was he Welsh or Scottish? Oh, I think he was Scottish. Tyrese's updated situation after 4-year breakup. The ex-wife recently requested his last 4 years. There you go. Even with these women, I was in my divorce counseling class, which is mandatory before you get divorced. And they talked about women that go after their husband's tax returns and pay stubs every 3 months. A lot of women do that, or every year. They want more money. That's why Coach Greg Adams shouldn't have flexed. Free trips for the youth, the non-binaries, the emotionals, as we call them. The emotionals for $300 Trebek. Yeah, it'd be fun to go visit Wales. A woman can't stand to see a man doing nothing. Chilling is not allowed. Again, women don't like men enjoying life because it takes the focus off them. There was a post, Bitcoin or meet your soulmate. 53% wanted Bitcoin and 36% wanted to meet their soulmate. Interesting. Dumb and stupid. How to handle disrespectful kids. I just spoke about guys dating single mothers, thinking about the small kids are bad. Wait until you deal with a grown-up. Yep, we're going to do that with Gone with John on Saturday at 9 a.m. Mountain or 11 o'clock Eastern. She can't stand that you're happy. Again, she doesn't like you. She likes what you can bring to the table. Don't trust her. For me, it's sometimes hard because the sex is perfect. But never forget, they have the potential to destroy your life. I think his oldest is 18 and his youngest is going in senior year, John. They have no hobbies other than themselves, says SCE. Well said. Most men can't take 30 minutes to hook or so, and they always have to keep in touch and call back or answer the text right away. They're trained like good little guide dogs. You're not allowed to wash your hands and wash away, Mr. Sammy. They hate men who play PlayStation or Xbox and eat pizza, but when she is with her friends, she is talking about digs and cheating with her ex. Well said, Europe. Mega, she can't stand to see you succeed. And a lot of these regret channels are all talking about the man moving on, and they're upset about that. Again, the attention is off them now. Shopping and spending is her hobby. That's her career. Patrick Magoon was a tough Catholic man, refused to be James Bond due to simping on these biatches. That a boy. Social media makes you dumber, 100%. It's why the best revenge is to have a good and great life without them and not even care about, be indifferent to what they give a shit about. Mine's dead to me. I mean, the person I married is dead. Easy to walk away when you understand that it's just a shell. It's just an imposter. Right? Interesting. I'll have to watch that channel, brother. Fully grown-ass kids living with her is the ultimate nightmare. My ex wanted full custody. Now my 2 boys live with her full time. Not because it's me. I don't want them going back and forth. They're done with custody. And he can live with his brother and forge a great relationship. And I guarantee she's going nuts. She got what she wanted. Full custody. She's paying for all their bills. We go to lunch and hang out and ride bikes. My boys come over and chill. But they live with her. She gets all the utilities now. Always remember, no female will love you, not even your mother. Just because she's your mother, auntie, or wife doesn't mean she loves you. A woman is loyal to her feelings and emotions. Well said, Jerron Markel. It's not a hobby. It's a reflex action like eating, sleeping, breathing. That's well said. It is. It is a reflex action. If you want to destroy your ex, show her indifference and he'll 100% level up your health to the max. They don't care what kind of car. She doesn't want to see you healthy and happy and wealthy. Get with a woman and it'll be all about her, her friends, her children, and her dog and cat. You are last. Facts, Nick, facts. Social media is great for the simple reason if you don't use it, there is a big reward later in life. A lot of the 60s to the 80s movies had great stories and great acting. Huh. That would be an interesting interview, Wolf. She wanted the kids, she got them, and pays for all their living expenses. I help my boys with college, but other than that, yeah, and she's in their car situation. But other than that, it's like, but the fact is she's libtard now, and the boys are conservative. Good to see Jawara finally catching rad because you're taking care of your dreads. If you want to die as fast as you can, getting married can help you. Self-deletion by marriage. A lot of crappy actors today. A lot of crappy. The good actors don't do a lot of movies. Let's just say that. Less is more to them. Daniel Day-Lewis. I like Tom Hardy. I like Christian Bale. You know. Prison is better than marriage. In prison, you can eat your food without hearing the nagging voice of your wife. You want it, you got it. Guys, it's been a good stream. Remember, stay out of trouble with the ladies. I got to get back to some work here, but I wanted to do a quick discussion with you good gentlemen and women, if there are any listening, and go from there. Quality over quantity. Did you see that Alien Romulus? Was it good? I thought about seeing that, Phil. Got a vasectomy in 2015. Good for you, brother. John Markel says, the state, I knew exactly what they were doing by creating these dopamine junkies. Yeah, it's all about their emotions. Guys age quickly, that is for sure, brother. Bondo, Brian, new sub. Good to have you, brother. Tell me where you are from. If I don't catch it, leave it in the comments. Look at Ben Affleck simping for that lifetime pass carousel rider, J-Lo. Nobody gives a shit about their political beliefs, right? SCE? Remember that pounding in your chest, the stress? That's cortisol pumping. Well said. I hate libtards and ruin movies for me. I used to like De Niro before I found out he was a libtard. You guys saw it. You said it sucked. I do like Ridley, though. Thanks for being here, everybody. We will keep you on the next one. We'll see you on Saturday with John. I'm out. Peace.